You have decided. You are getting the rabbit, and tomorrow is the day you bring it home. And almost everyone puts all their energy into the setup waiting at home, the pen, the hay, the toys, and gives almost no thought to the bit in between, the actual journey from wherever the rabbit is to your flat. That journey, the carrier, the heat, the car or the grab, the first hours after, is one of the most stressful things a rabbit goes through. Let us make sure you do it gently. I'm a rabbit owner here in Singapore, not a vet. I live in a small flat, like most of you, and I read the local groups, so you do not have to. Transport day mistakes come up again and again, usually because nobody warned the new owner. So let me walk you through getting a rabbit home in our heat and traffic, calmly, start to finish. Start with the carrier, because it matters more than people think. You want a proper hard-sided pet carrier, the kind with good ventilation on the sides, not a flimsy box, and definitely not just carrying the rabbit loose in your arms. Loose is dangerous. A frightened rabbit can leap, and a leap from height can break a leg or worse. Inside the carrier, line the base with a towel or a non-slip mat so the rabbit is not sliding around on smooth plastic, and tuck in a handful of hay. The hay does two jobs. It gives the rabbit something familiar to nibble, and nibbling is calming. Some owners put in a small piece of the rabbit's existing bedding too, so it smells of somewhere known. Now the Singapore-specific thing that can genuinely harm a rabbit, heat. Our default weather is hot and humid, and a rabbit overheats far more easily than we do. A carrier left in a hot car, or sitting in the sun, or carried across an open car park at midday, turns into an oven fast. So plan the journey around heat. Travel in the cooler part of the day if you can. Early morning is ideal. Never leave the carrier in a parked car for even a few minutes. A parked car in our sun becomes deadly hot very quickly, and keep the carrier out of direct sunlight the whole way. Let us talk transport options. Because Singapore is mostly flats and not everyone drives, a private car, your own or a trusted friend's, is the gentlest option because you control the aircon and you can secure the carrier on the seat or the floor. Put the aircon on, but not blasting directly onto the rabbit, and place the carrier where it is stable and shaded. If you are taking a grab or a taxi, message ahead or be ready to explain you have a small pet in a carrier, since it is up to the driver. And keep the same rules, aircon on, carrier secure and shaded, journey kept short and direct. Public transport is trickier, and I would avoid it if you possibly can. The MRT and buses have their own rules about pets in carriers. It can be crowded, hot on the platforms, loud and full of strange smells and vibrations, which is a lot for a terrified rabbit. If a car or a grab is at all possible, take that instead. The goal of Transport Day is the shortest, calmest, coolest journey you can manage, not the cheapest. A small thing about the carrier size that people get wrong. Bigger is not always better for travel. A carrier that is too large lets the rabbit slide and tumble around every time the car turns or brakes, which is frightening and can injure it. You want a carrier snug enough that the rabbit feels held and secure, with the towel and hay filling it out, but with enough room to sit and turn. Think cozy and stable, not spacious. A rabbit packed into a snug, padded carrier rides far calmer than one rattling around in a big empty box. During the journey itself, keep things quiet. Resist the urge to keep opening the carrier to check on or comfort the rabbit. Every time you open it, you risk an escape, and you add stress. Talk softly if anything, keep the music and the volume down, drive smoothly, and just get home efficiently. A rabbit that arrives having been left mostly in peace in a cool, stable carrier is in far better shape than one that has been jostled, peered at, and handed around. Now the arrival, which is where good intentions often go wrong. You get home excited. The whole family wants to meet the rabbit. Everyone wants to hold it. Please do not. A rabbit that has just been uprooted from everything it knew and driven across the island is frightened and overwhelmed. The kindest thing you can do is the opposite of what your excitement says. Set the carrier down inside the already prepared pen or quiet zone, Open the door and then step back and leave it alone. Let the rabbit come out in its own time into a calm, quiet, dimly lit space with hay, water, and a hideout waiting. Those first hours and the first day or two are about decompression, not bonding. Keep noise down. Keep handling to almost nothing. Keep other pets and excited kids away, and let the rabbit explore its new base on its own terms. It might hide for a while. That is completely normal. Resist checking on it constantly. The rabbit needs to learn that this new place is safe and predictable, and it learns that fastest when it is left in peace. The cuddles come later, over the following weeks, once trust is built. Set up before the rabbit arrives, not after. You do not want to be assembling a pin while a stressed rabbit waits in a carrier. Before transport day, have the pin up, the litter box in, hay and water ready, a hideout in place, and the room safe. That way, the moment you arrive, you can go straight to settling the rabbit instead of scrambling. And have the same kind of food the rabbit was already eating. Ask where you got it, what it was being fed, because a sudden diet change on top of travel stress is hard on a rabbit's gut. Let me give you a proper pre-transport checklist, because the day goes smoothly when you have prepared the day before. Have the carrier ready and lined the night before, not thrown together at the last minute. Confirm your transport, your car or a booked grab, and pick a cool time slot, early morning ideally. Have the home setup fully built and the room quiet and dim. Buy the same food in advance so you are not changing diet on day one. And clear your own schedule for the rest of that day, because the kindest thing after arrival is to be home and let the rabbit settle, not to dash out again. Transport day is not a day to also run errands. It is a day to get the rabbit home and leave it in peace. A word on bonded pairs and multiple rabbits, since some of you are bringing home two. If you are collecting a bonded pair, transport them together in the same carrier if it is big enough, because separating bonded rabbits, even briefly, can stress them and, in bad cases, can even disrupt their bond. Their familiar smell of each other is calming during a scary journey. If you are bringing home two rabbits that are not yet bonded, that is different. They should not be just thrown together, and bonding is its own careful process for another day. But a known bonded pair travels best as a unit, leaning on each other. Now let me say more about why the calm arrival matters so much. Because it is the bit people get wrong out of love. Think about the day from the rabbit's side. It has been taken from the only place it knew, put in a box, moved through noise and heat and motion, and set down somewhere completely foreign that smells of nothing familiar. It is, in that moment, a small prey animal that has no idea if it is safe. Every bit of handling, every loud voice, every face peering in, reads as potential threat. So the gift you give it is boring safety. A quiet, dim room, food, water, a place to hide, and to be left alone. That is what tells a rabbit's nervous system. You are not about to be eaten here. And a rabbit that feels safe, settles, eats, and starts trusting you far faster than one that was passed around for cuddles on day one. Resist the photos and the showing off too, just for a day or two. I know the urge, new pet. Everyone wants to see it, the kids are desperate to hold it. But the restraint you show in those first couple of days pays you back tenfold in how quickly the rabbit relaxes into your home. The cuddly relationship is built over the following weeks, on the rabbit's terms, and it is so much richer when it is the rabbit choosing you, rather than you grabbing it on a frightening first night. Now the health watch for the first day, because this is where transport day links to something serious. The thing to watch in the first 12 to 24 hours is whether the rabbit starts eating its hay and pooping normally. A rabbit's gut needs to keep moving constantly, and stress can slow or stop it. So a new rabbit that is nibbling hay and producing droppings is settling well. A new rabbit that eats nothing and produces no droppings for many hours is a real concern, because a gut that stops moving is a genuine emergency in rabbits. I am not going to diagnose anything for you, but I will tell you plainly, If your new rabbit is not eating and not pooping in that first day, do not wait it out. Contact a rabbit-savvy vet so to bring it together. Use a proper hard-sided carrier with a towel and hay inside. Plan the whole journey around heat. Travel cool. Never leave the carrier in a parked car. Keep it shaded. Prefer a private car or grab over public transport. Aircon on but not blasting. Carrier secure and shaded. Journey short and quiet. Resist checking the rabbit constantly. At home, send the carrier down in a pre-prepared quiet pen and step back. Let the rabbit decompress with almost no handling for the first day or two, and watch that it is eating and pooping, because that is the early signal that all is well. I am a fellow owner, not a vet, so if your new rabbit is not eating or not pooping in the first day or seems unwell after the journey, the move is a rabbit-savvy vet, fast, not a wait and see. Not every clinic here sees rabbits with confidence, which is why we keep a directory of rabbit-friendly vets in Singapore on singaporerabbit.com, with plain, dated, local advice for our homes and our heat. We also send a free weekly digest for Singapore rabbit owners, so come join us there. Next time I want to tackle the worry that haunts every flat owner, smell, and how to keep a rabbit and your neighbors both happy. If you are figuring out rabbit life in Singapore, subscribe so you do not miss it, and I will see you in the next one.